What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok about the video. And we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we will be talking about my boy Patrick Beverly. Now, it's been a couple days for this. He actually got arrested and released on Friday. I was gonna do this video over the weekend, but I was a little confused and I wanted some more details about it. So I waited a little bit. So if you don't know what is being reported, Pat Bev allegedly caught a 18-year-old male in the house with his little sister. Now, what I've, obviously, because she's a minor, you can't put her age out there. But what I've heard is that she's actually 14. So we'll get into my opinion on that shit later. But is that she's actually 14, but he's been charged with basically assault and assault on a family member, like impeding their breath. So basically, from all that and what we're gathered, that Patrick Beverly caught his little sister in the house with a boy, and he ended up choking his little sister. So that's crazy. So that shit crazy. He actually released a statement. So let me read the statement. So he says, Patrick Beverly has no criminal record. He cares deeply about his little sister, a young lady, a minor, given that when he unexpectedly found her alone in the home with an 18-year-old man in the middle of the night, he was understandably concerned, as any brother would be, about his sister. However, we don't believe what followed happened the way it's being described, and we look forward to the opportunity to address that in court. That sounds very, very different from what's actually being reported, but like I said, himself, they already admitted that he found himself with an 18-year-old man, but he got arrested with assault on a family member. So that leads you to believe that he choked his little sister. Now, the reason it also took me so long, because I really didn't expect nothing like this from Patrick Beverly. Obviously, we know what kind of person, kind of fire and passion and heat Patrick Beverly plays with it. He's a dog. He's going to talk shit and all that. But he didn't. I felt like that was all on the court theatrics. I didn't know, this might lead to other parts of his life. But he is from Chicago. And I rock with, Chicago niggas. But, just being a drill fan and things of that sort. Y'all do have a history, hitting women. I'm not trying to be, but they do, it's a little less taboo up there. But basically, I just didn't expect it to be his little sister. So at first I was like, bro, I hope it's not a situation where his little sister's like 17 and the boy like 18, because that's not crazy, bro. That ain't nothing to get. Like, I understand if you didn't, you and your sister had rules together, basically saying you can't have people over, things of that sort, which I understand, because because in a normal, she was a normal 14-year-old, yeah, she would probably, want to have her friends over or something like that. But you gotta understand, this is Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly is a millionaire. He's been famous for some years. Even though, might not be at the height or the pinnacle of the sport, he's still a very, rich man. And so somebody might try to take advantage of that. So I can see why he might not want, random people, especially people that his 14-year-old sister is vetting over his crib. So I can understand that. But I don't understand how we get from that to choking your little sister. Like, I can understand reprimanding your little sister, especially it's your house and you're so much. Well, he got like, I want to say Patrick Beverly like 35, something like that. So he got 20 years on her. So he damn near like he an older brother, but he damn near like a parent. Like, so I understand reprimanding your sister for this, but choking her is extremely out of pocket. And I could have understood a lot more if they said he had choked the 18-year-old. That just makes a lot more sense to me. I mean, I could understand you coming in, you see a random boy in your house, and then you just get on defense because you don't know who this is, and you just end up like that. But walking in, being like, damn, you doing this with your little sister, and then just like going directly to choking your little sister, I don't know, man. I just can't see that. That's hard for me to fathom for Patrick Beverly, but it looks like that's what he did. And I don't know how it goes from here, because I think this happened in Texas. So, some states, you have to press charges. So, it being his family, they may get a little weird. But, in some states, they just going to put the charges on you. And Texas probably is one of them states that's going to put the charges on you. It's down south. I wouldn't trust that. But I don't know, bro. Dave Portnate, I don't know how to say, bro, that own Barstool name. But he's basically saying that Pat Bev will keep his job. The story does sound crazy at first, so I can see why people might have wanted him fired, but in my personal opinion, even though, like I said, that it sounds crazy to me, especially when your little sister is 14 years old. But it's family stuff, and some families handle situations different. So sometimes it's best not to get involved. But if it does, we get more detailed story and it gets crazier than it already sounds, then might have to let that nigga go. But that's really all I gotta say though. So like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom of the video, and we out.